All right, so I want to relate a little bit. I just watch a little bit. I want to go back and then do like my take on this video because today has been my day for the first like 30 seconds that I've seen this video. It's exactly how I feel today. Today has been my day that I just my kick the bucket day kind of thing. I'm fed up with this, so I want to go back and watch this with you guys so you can understand.
Going to be a rant because I have some feedback that I'm
Yes.
going to
Oh,
need
my
to
whole
take,
stream has been this.
open up the mouth of Blizzard and shove right down the throat because there is a problem in this game. I have never wanted to quit this game more than last live stream that we had just a couple days ago. In fact, I had like a meltdown on live stream. I could not believe how aggravating it was. Just watch my reaction here and we're gonna break down what's going on. Offense 5 games in a row. See this? I'm not gonna, I'm done. I'm not playing PvP again. I think I'm officially, like I literally think I'm officially never playing PvP again in this game. I mean, it's 5 matches in a row on offense. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was a balanced game, but it's not. From the beginning, 30% chance to win or whatever. It's like, dude.
It's not just bad. It's not just bad. Like, it's really bad. It's really bad, guys. It's really bad. And what's even bad is that I have been getting the attacks back to back, right? And I'm going up against the same people that keeps getting the defense back to back, right? So like, why? Why are they getting consistent defense? Like if you play a defense and you win a match in defense, you should automatically have to pay. Yes, yes. If you play a defense and you win a defense match, you should automatically be forced to play like offense on the next one. And if you play offense and you lose, you should automatically be put to play defense on the next match. Why do I play the same lineups back to back? And I'm not lying. Go back to my VOD and watch my stuff, bro. I stream every single PvP match that I do. There's not a single one that I don't, including vaults. I've been recording every single PvP content because I feel like that's more kind of the content that I want to create. All the other content creators do amazing jobs at class builds and everything else. I like the competitiveness side of things, just like, you know, having fun a little bit, you know, and there's no fun when you just continue getting offense when the other side is like stacked, right? It's not, and it hasn't been fair matches. It's been, you know, you get attacks, the people in defense is just like monsters. At least, like, I don't know, if you're going to have a team, let's say, that at least is overpowered on the resonance, then put them on the attack, you know, like at least put the weaker grouping on the defense and put the stronger grouping on attack, right, to compensate for, like, you know, that percentage. But, you know, let's continue.
It is the biggest dog shit matchmaking I have ever seen in any PvP game. If you are somebody who has been playing PvP since the launch of this game, I have more respect for you than the average firefighter. You are choosing to run into a burning building every single day of your life, and I do not understand how people are still doing this. The matchmaking for PvP is an actual joke in this game. And if I had been doing more PvP the entire time the game's been out, then I would have already been this level of tilted. But I started doing PvP more because I thought, hey, why not? It will be fun.
There's nothing else to do. You gotta do PvP, right? And at the end of the day, why do you spend money in the game? It's not so you can get wings and run around in circle killing stuff, aka what I'm doing in the background, right? You don't spend money in this game so you can just do PvE content. I mean, there's people that do, and you know, that's great and all, and respect for you. Everybody can, you know, everybody play the game how they see fit, but the majority of the people that eventually goes out and tries to invest it on their majority of the people that invest into their characters is so they can get a little bit stronger in PvP, go up a bracket, right? Like, you want to get that resonance. I mean, resonance, doesn't really quite benefit your PvE. It's really benefiting your PvP, right? So PvP is fun. PvP should be like what you perfect and practice. And this is something that I spoke, I think, about on my last Shadow War. PvP is what you really do to perfect your build, to perfect your class. So when you go play the end game content, which should be the Shadow versus the Immortals on Shadow War, Rite of Exile, you know, those mechanics, then you're comfortable with your class. You know what build you're going to use, right? Like your PvP should be a stepping stone of what you do to get to that end game content and be good, be confident, you know, practice for those Shadow Wars. Like that's what PvP should be. It should be fun. It should be the number one thing that every single player that plays this game should want to do every single day. And I feel like majority of the people just try to do PvP 3 times a day to just get by versus doing PvP because, oh man, it's fun, let me do a little bit of PvP, right?
Let's try it out. And the matchmaking system, if I was not a content creator, getting 5 matches in a row on offense where my win rate is like 40% or whatever it is, just because it's the most unbalanced map. If you're on defense, all you have to do is get 55 kills. That is way easier than pushing all the way to the heart. You have an objective on attack, and on defense, your only objective is don't let them do the objective.
You have an objective that you gotta do, and all the monks are too good to push. All the people who have big wings are too good to push, right? You have an objective that you depend on having your team to actually come and work together. And majority of the people that do PvP are so pissed at the wrong grouping, are so pissed at the way that the game is unbalanced that they don't follow objective. They just decide like, oh, you know what, it's gonna be, you know, a garbage match anyway, and let me just go for kills, let me go have a little fun, let me go practice my character. And guess what, next thing you know, you don't get the objective done when you're on the attacking, and you lose. So you know,
by actually getting kills. Well, in a game where everyone dies in half a second, when you blink your entire team dies from a beam you literally can't even see fucking anyway, then the PvP matchmaking feels terrible, absolutely terrible to play. I don't know how else to put this. More and more like me every day. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like, why would I even try to be competitive? Why would I even try? You can queue 5 times into offense. And look,
so here's the thing, and I don't know, and I wonder, I don't know this, maybe we could rely on data miner for this, or somebody that knows. And this is something that used to happen, it used to exist in prior, right? So when people used to queue up for Battleground, right, you have, in essence, it's AV8s. You have 8 little question marks on the top, and you have 8 little question marks on below. So apparently, when the match came up and when you click accept, you would fill one of those bubbles, one of those question marks get filled up by you hitting accept. So apparently people knew, intentionally people knew, that if you select like the bottom, you would have had defense, and if you select the top, you would have had offense, right? So there were people that would queue for Battleground, and they will wait, like not click accept right away. They'll wait a little bit until like a bunch of people stopped clicking accept. And like, let's say if they were the last one to click accept, and it was a top one that needed to have a player to confirm before the match start, they would cancel the match, right? Because then they would have had offense. They will cancel the match and then go and queue up again, which I'm sure a bunch of you guys have tried to queue up for Battleground and had a bunch of matches, you know, go on and off. Like, you know, you get a match and then it gets dropped and it gets canceled, then you go on back and forth, right? So that was a thing. And then apparently there were talks that it patched, and then apparently somebody found that there was another way. Like people count these squares, man. Like people count every single one of those little question mark bubbles, and I think that there is still a way. I just don't know which one it is. And you know, even if I knew, like, I wish I knew, to be honest. I really wish I knew, so I could like report it, go use, you know, my power of Diablo creator and go up to other squad and be like, yo, devs, please fix this ASAP, right? There are people that I still see them with like 60 something% win rates, And yes, there are the whales with the 7K plus wings. Yes, very understandable. But then there's a bunch of people that are not so big of a whale and have such a big win rate, are ranking up within, you know, top of battlegrounds. You just got to keep an eye on all that, right? There's always cheating going around. There's always some form of cheating. There has to be. I mean, that's... What else? How else can you explain, bro? That you're lucky and every single time you do BGs, you get defense back to back and you win every single game back to back and you fly up on the leaderboards? Bro, I do BG almost every single sessions. I used to do BG almost every single sessions of the day, and I've been stopping and I've been doing less and less because everything has been getting worse and worse.
I'm literally not even ranting about pay to win, like at all. This has nothing to do with resonance or people buying normal gyms or whatever. Whatever. So be. I mean, that's been covered so many times. It's beating a dead horse. I am only talking about the objective fact that a map in a competitive mode, if it is unbalanced, ruins the integrity of the game before the match literally even starts. You can be in the lobby waiting for the doors to open and already hate yourself. It doesn't even matter who's on your team. And that right there is a quitting moment. Like I've had going...
Today, oh my God. Today, if anybody goes back to my vault today, my rant was I wanted to queue up for Battleground and leave just to get a minus 50% points and just do that back to back to back to back until I went back to 0 on my Battleground ranking. I wanted to like quit so bad that I didn't want to just quit. I wanted to queue and quit so then I can take a point loss. That's how bad it was today. I was so freaking pissed over that today.
The pitting legendary crest and getting something I don't want. Okay, I've had bad luck in the game and all that. That's fine. I've had great luck in the game, but I have never hit a moment that was so frustrating that it made me want to just be like, okay, I'm putting the game down. I don't care anymore. I've never had that moment hit me in Diablo Immortal until I queued into matchmaking when I'm just trying to have fun. I'm literally not even caring if I win or lose. It's not about, oh, I lost, I'm angry I lost. It's about the fact that before the match even begins, it doesn't feel like a real match because it's just putting you on offense over and over and over and over and over again. And yes,
against the same people
about the fact that,
on the defense,
one side of the team gets way more resonance than the other, and that's terrible matchmaking. I could rant about the fact that people cancel queues all day long. You have to wait 18 hours. There's a million other things I could rant about. That's not even what bothers me. It is literally the fact that the map is so completely unbalanced that what determines the wins almost more than literally anything is if you're on offense and defense, which is so stupid. And the thing is, I understand winning doesn't even matter because rank is basically a participation trophy that you receive just by playing the game. You can get to legend rank by being low resonance. You can...
Well, I think that the point system, this game has an amazing PvP concept, amazing, and there's so much room for improvement, but I think that the point system shouldn't be if you win the match, everybody in your team gets the same amount of points. I really think that for you to make this game truly competitive and bring things to a fair balance, if you do something and you do something more than others, you should get rewarded more than others, right? If you're there and you're playing, like if you're on offense and you activate the guardian, the idol, you activate the idol and you push the idol for like every second that you're inside of that circle pushing the idol, I feel like you should be, you know, you should get a fraction of a point. I think that if you kill somebody, if you're in a defense and you kill somebody that is pushing the idol, you should get some form of a better point system, because that incentivizes players to actually go and do what you're supposed to be doing, which is playing the mechanic of the game. It's not like these PvP, the Battleground, the only PvP that we have in this game only has one single mechanic, only one single game mode, which is push the idol or defend the idol, right? It's not, you know, and then yes, on the defense, you even perhaps if they took away the 55 kills, like you gotta have a better point system. But it's not just a better point system, it's also the reward system. Okay, for you to kill yourself, like I've been killing myself doing Battleground, and today has been such a roller coaster, going down to like 12. I was in second place, down to 12, and I think right now I am in third. What am I, my current scenario? Oh, I lost. I'm in fourth place now. But you know, killing yourself doing PvP over and over to then get reforged stones, random reforged stones that you use, and you can and you can use all 90 reforged stones that you're going to get, and you're not even hit what you're actually trying to get. You know, even if at least the reforged stones were the ones that you can choose from one of the families. If, you know, you got perhaps a cosmetic that only lasted, you know, a month, like for example the Immortals have a cosmetic that once you're an Immortal you can use for the duration of the Immortal reign, right? How come the Shadows don't have like a shadow cosmetic? Or maybe a PvP people have a different set of wings that is like a PvP wing, you know? Like we need to have a better incentive to do Battleground, to try to get people to get into the Battleground, so then you can be able to have a better group matching experience, right? You don't incentivize people to do Battleground. Even if you were giving like more scraps, like let's say if every time you do a PvP match, every time you do the BG, why not allow people to level while playing PvP? You're allowing people to level now by fishing. You can go fishing, right? Which is dumb but fun, and you can get scraps, you can get dust, you can get legendaries, you can get experience, and there's no limits. You can sit there fishing all day and level up your character. Well, why can't you do that in PvP? Why can't you incentivize people to do more PvP, right? Then now suddenly you have a huge influx of people that's going to be queuing for the matchmaking, right? And then you could probably fix all the shit show that is currently happening. It's an idea.
Get to legend rank with a losing win rate. In fact, right now in the top three, a top three player literally has 47% win rate, 44%, 46, 43. Win rate doesn't even matter. Look at me, I got 26. It keeps putting me on offense. Can't win a game to save my life, right? So it's literally doesn't even matter if you win or lose. So it shouldn't annoy you. But what annoys you is when you play the game, it doesn't feel like a real game. It's like you pick up a pool stick to play somebody else, and he takes 3 of the balls, puts them in the pocket, and goes, now let's start. It's like, dude, you don't get to have an unfair, massive advantage before we even talk about pay to win and all that, and then expect people to actually legitimately enjoy the game. I mean, if you play in competitive games, the competitive games I come from are like League of Legends, okay? So in League of Legends, even the small bit of map difference between like Baron and Dragon was enough to influence win rate in the games. And it's a mirrored map that have the same objective. Only one team has an objective to complete, and the other one just has to have it not happen by getting 55 kills. There's both a death and a time limit for only one of the teams. In fact, win rate doesn't matter so much. In the top 10 right now, okay, at least for my leaderboard, in the top 10, 4 of them have a losing win rate. Let's just pick some random other thing. Okay, here's Wizard. Let's see, Wizard. In the top 10, there's 2 of them with a losing win rate in the top 10. Let's go Barbarian. In Barbarian, the rank 4 person has a 39% win rate. The rank 5 has a 40%. Like, the wins literally don't even matter for the rank anyway, okay? But you're forced into actually doing PvP if you want to actually have the badges at all, because if you look at the badges, the way you get these points is a lot of this is literally just spamming battle.
I think the badges should be deleted from the game. That's a suggestion that I pushed. I would love to know what people think. Majority of the people don't even know how the badge system works, which the ones that do are, you know, overpowering the other. What's unfair about the badge system is that there are people that knows how to really exploit the system, where there's a really close to an immortal reign to be dethroned, and they leave their clans to go make their own separate clans. And you know, by being the leader of your own clan, you get a 12% badge, right? So you do that 3 times. Now you have players walking around with 36% badge. That's increasing their damage and defense by 36%. While there's people that don't even know how the system works or how to exploit the system, and then they're fighting up or going up against those people with a huge disadvantage. Another disadvantage is that these people that will go and get these 12% badges, then you're going to go match up against them on Shadow War, Rite of Exile, or those 3v3 events before, you know, after you challenge the Immortal and you win, and you're trying to, you know, maybe, you know, help your clan or your alliance become the next Immortal, but you're going up against these guys where every single one of them have that 12% badge. Like, there's a lot of unfairness between the badge system. That badge system incentivizes people to leave their clans, make other clans, to then get that badge, and it's kind of, broken in the PvP side of things because there are people that, you know, are extremely strong. And you know, I guess you could say it's a way that, I guess right now, that's what DM is explaining, is that you do PvP because then you rank up your you know, your deeds of valor, so then you can get a badge of a higher level, right? Because you need to have a lot of play time. You got to contribute for you to rank up to be able to get these badges. But the badges shouldn't be the incentives for PvP. You should do something else, like I was mentioning. Give a better Reforged stone, allow us to choose Reforged stones for the family that we actually want, or give us a freaking set of wings that last for a period of time. Like, even when we do warbands, we get this really dumb frame, like, that nobody uses. I've never seen a single person using this warband frame, right? Like, this is an example. You give us this when your warband can clear defense and be within top 10 of defense, right? How come top 10 people that does PvP don't get maybe a temporary cosmetic or something, right? Something. So then you can just delete all the badges and allow people to have a normal, more fair play style.
Battlegrounds, just spamming battlegrounds over and over and over again. I think it was Leva in the video that said you have to do an average of like
it's not a badge system, it's a badge system.
4 battlegrounds a day or something like that if you want to be able to get the top ranked badges at this point in the game.
Yes.
Like, I don't care if I win or lose, but I care if I get on offense or defense, which doesn't make any sense, I know. But when I log in and it's like, hey, I'm on offense, I already know that it is way more difficult than if we had queued in the defense. And if you play a lot of PvP, you know what I'm talking about. And the really annoying part about it is, how do you salvage that? I mean, the only other thing I can think, okay, is you split the teams up instead of 8v8 or whatever. You split them up. You got 4, okay, that are pushing one way as attack, and you have 4 there defending, and you literally have 2 of the maps, and the team that makes it first actually ends up winning. Okay, you have 2 of the same maps, and both teams have the same objective, because there is, and that way you just duplicate it, and maybe you can save the PvP, because there is no way that you can somehow balance this map. It is a one-sided objective that one side has a massive advantage on, and yes, we could increase the amount of kills until we hit the sweet spot. I guess you could do all that, but it's like, in these competitive PvP games, you guys can't have these different objectives. This isn't Rainbow Six Siege or something, or Search and Destroy for CSGO, where you swap sides. You don't. Okay, maybe if you beat it, then you swap sides and the other person has to beat the other record.
Yes.
Okay, but we didn't do that with it. It's just the first, if you make it, you win. You don't make it, you lose. Like, there is no comeback mechanic. There is no way to balance the fact that offense and defense have this massive disparity, which makes people not want to do it, because before the match even starts, you feel terrible for queuing into, or at least I feel terrible. Okay, I don't know. If I queue in and I hit offense 5 times in a row, I'm going to not want to do more PvP. That's just the way it goes. And yes, I've had huge strings of getting a defense in a row too. That also doesn't feel very fair. The rain before this one, we had like a 78% win rate or something stupid, because it would literally not stop putting me on deep.
It's getting to the point that not only it's unfair when you get a consistent defense back to back, but when I'm starting to get these matches where I, like, you know, I play PvP a lot, like a lot of you guys know, and when I see the lineup and my team is stacked, you know, and people are pushing or spawn camping, I always send, and you guys see me doing it, I don't support spawn camping. Don't spawn camp. And I myself, I stand in the back. I don't even kill anybody. I don't even participate in the match. The match is over. Even if we, you know, we usually win, I'm not gonna try to lose the match, but I'm gonna stay in the back, and I'm not gonna go be up there killing. I'll be the last one in the bottom of the leaderboards and let other people fight and match and have fun. Because if I go and I take my 5k resonance up there and I start beating up on the team that's already, you know, like, I'd rather just have them be 7 versus 8 versus being 8 versus 8. Like, I stay in the back, and you know, and like, it's unfair. It's so unfair. Like, it's unfair in so many ways. It shouldn't be like that, man, because and I do that because I don't want people to get pissed off. Like, I want to have a fun BG experience. I don't want to go in there and just completely, you know, mop over somebody. You know, I don't want to be over spawn camping players. Like, that's not fun. That's toxic. That hurts my soul. I don't want to be doing that, and I don't want to have that done to me neither. You know, it sucks. That's not how it should be. It's That's not how it should be. The game is almost going to be a year old, and every single update that comes out for the game, every single thing, you know, like every month when they're going to release a big update, right? Every single one of us are really hoping for a PvP content to come out, and they release quality of life things that we have never asked for. They add additional essences that we never asked for, right? Okay, you can say you add essences to class balance because that's their mechanics of how to class balance is you just give another class a skill that is more powerful to counter the other. But you keep adding more things into the game that eventually is creating additional bugs. You probably, you know, consolidating all dev hours into fixing bugs for things that are keep coming into the game. We need PvP. We need PvP. Like, do you need me to do a poll? I'm pretty sure that if you ask all the content creators, be like, hey, can you guys give us a poll between your viewers on what you guys want between PvE and PvP? I bet you that everybody's going to say PvP. I bet you as well that if 1 month of updates, you did nothing but the only PvP related content fixes and fix and edit additional PvP things into the game, I bet you that nobody would complain, everybody will love it, and you probably even get more people to start playing the game and maybe spending money into the game. Because I know people that are not spending money into the game, nobody's going to invest into the resonance, nobody's going to invest into the game if there's not even a fair matchups. Like you're spending money to increase your resonance, which is going to make you stronger in PvP. Why would anybody want to do that if there's not even a fair environment for them to do so? Right? You can ask somebody to
defense, and I'm running around going 0-10, winning every game. Like it doesn't make sense from an algorithm matchmaking perspective. Okay, it doesn't make sense before we even talk about pay to win, etc. And that has frustrated me more than anything, because at least when you are fighting against whales who have spent 10 times what you have spent, or if you're free to play and you beat a whale, there is some pride in winning a difficult accomplishment. You're like, I'm a whale hunter. I defeated a whale because of my skill, my knowledge, my grind, my abilities, whatever it is, your build, whatever it is that you figured out to actually be able to defeat. Maybe you rode Crusader and you're just doing really good with the Conjuring of Light shields. Maybe you have low resonance, but you're making sure you don't die on offense. There's ways to do it, okay? But when you queue in and your battle and you're on offense 10 times in a row, and let's say you're free to play, okay, you're not fighting against a person, you're fighting against a coin flip. And when you fight against something that is immutable and is not an actual human being that you can try to defeat, it's literally just the flip of a coin, there isn't this sense of pride and accomplishment after you defeat it, because you didn't defeat anything, and neither
I don't even think it's a coin flip.
It's just
there's something that we don't know.
handed to you. It's like a guy spawning in front of you in Call of Duty and you have a gun, okay?
Yeah.
He spawns in front of your gun, you pull the trigger, he dies. You're not going to feel good for that kill.
No, it's horrible.
You got handed the kill. And that's what PvP in this game feels like. That's what it feels like to
and
me.
the spawn camp. Yes, 100%. He's right. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's 100% right. And today was my day. Oh man, I was livid today. And it's not just the luck in the PvP that triggered me, it's the luck in everything. Is the fact that, you know, half of my gear, I'm level 580. Half of my gear is a level 480. You know, I haven't been able to find upgrades for gears for over 100 levels, okay? 100 levels. That's 3 months worth of playing this game that I haven't been able to upgrade my gear. When I do Elder Rifts, I got around 200 crests to do Elder Rifts, bare minimum on the drops, 1 out of every 50, right? And the gems that I'm getting are like concentrated will on Hellfires, like trash. Like the luck factor has been horrible. Today I had to do 6 dungeons to be able to get the first item that came off from a chest. Everything that I roll, I don't have any set items that are triple stat for Hell 8. I'm 7 levels away from Hell 8, and I don't have a triples for Hell 8s. Oh, everybody around me does. You know, like the luck in this game, the RNG in this game is just, what is going on at this point? What is going on? You know, what is going on? We need better Everything. For the love of God, please fix this.